cares what their record is. They've got to bring the fight.
And as Nate Tibbetts told us before the game, no one feels so to Atlanta in that home-and-home series. Kick out 6 on the shot clock in the corner. It's Hull, and she gets that
ball for Indiana, and it ends up in the corner for a nice look.
Mack elbow jumper. Clark on the wrist and working with Hull. Stripped by Thomas, and Thomas going the other way. Thomas with a head of steam. Lays 4 on the shot clock. Quick inside. Here's Boston again. Doesn't hit the rim either. And they're going to get a shot clock.
Yeah.
Here's Rashawn for 3. Mack fighting for that offensive rebound. Rashawn, the cut, the finish. Doesn't get the bounce on that. Billings, though, does get the offensive rebound. Boston will take. That doesn't go. Loose ball. Billings.
Come out and play hard.
Here's Thomas. Back cut by Copper as she lays it up and in. Boston. Mitchell working off her. Mitchell into the paint. High off the window. Too strong. Rebound. Thomas has a lane to the hoop. Goes off window. They're going to give her the bucket.
Right now, Phoenix is attacking the interior. Indiana is ranked 14th out of 15 teams in paint defense. They give up.
9-3 lead now for the Mercury. Here's Clark. At 3 off the mark. Here's Held. Working off Thomas on that screen. Mack, the baseline jumper. Nice soft touch.
That's just nice, simple.
Cunningham into the ball game along with Hines Allen for Indiana. 5 on the shot clock. Clark gets the whistle in.
Now, with the long ball and generating some points, going to be important here. He's averages 25 and 10 in the first quarter.
7 on the shot clock. Thomas now with 4. Picked up by Hines Allen. Spins in the paint. Flips it up and in. Make that
very early. Too many.
Here's Copper. Pull-up jumper. That one back iron. Boston. Here's Boston going against Linskins. Spins baseline. Too strong on that one. Thomas the rebound. Screen. Thomas able to drop into Linskins, and that one flips up and in. Mitchell. 10 on the shot clock. Mitchell kicks it. Cunningham, is this it? That one's off the mark. It's an extra one. Hines Allen thought about it. Johnson will. That one's off the mark. The drought career double-double for Ayayi. Here's Cunningham. That one's off the mark. Back tap. Does not go. Linskins trying to keep it alive and does. Fires and connects. White says, I want her to be even more aggressive than she's been. Mitchell, pull-up jumper. Does not go. That was
all right. You need your stars to start aggressively attacking.
Rashawn off the mark. Seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Held back into the ball game, attacking Mitchell. Too strong. Billings with the rebound. Johnson into the paint. That one doesn't go. Billings fighting for the loose ball. Able to keep it alive. It's into the hands of Ayayi. Shot clock turned off here for the Mercury. Shovel pass to Bonner. Layup.
And it gives Phoenix numbers the other way. Wow.
4 seconds here for Mitchell to work with. Rises from 3. That right here. Clark pushing in transition. Retreats, turns. Foul line jumper. Does it go? Billings offensive board.
She has to be better. We have to be good on that end of the floor to get things going offensively.
I mean, those stops. You've got to generate stops and finish possessions with either a rebound or a steal to get out and run.
Thomas working off Ayayi. Ayayi for 3. That one's off the mark. Clark attacking. Kicks it. Hines Allen 3. Gets in on the party. She was giving it away with the colors she was wearing for her walk-ins. Here's Bonner the other way with the reverse lay-in.
A vet in her 17th season and a great rim protector, and DeWanna Bonner taking her right to the paint.
With second foul on Natasha Mack. Billings misses the first as we take a look at that. Yep, they are making a point of emphasis on that. Ayayi, as she's falling out of bounds, ends up in the hands of Thomas, who flips it up and in.
And now it's been response.
On the floor is Hines Allen and Ayayi, but Ayayi's able to get it out. Here's Bonner, left open. Connects and answers.
Can feel it.
Clark is 3 of 6 from distance. In the corner, Bonner doesn't answer that time. Hines balance just below half court. Johnson, offensive board, puts it up and in. Mitchell trying to turn the corner, gets downhill, too strong off the window. Thomas trying to back down Mitchell, flips that one up, doesn't get the bounce. Boston the rebound. Clark, floater, gets the drop, and it's a 1 in the quarter here for Clark. Rashawn goes to Thomas. That flip shot goes. Copper works off Thomas, rises from 3, and connects. Farm. That's a connection that Stephanie White talked about from rookie season of Clark with Boston, but both.
When their big three is consistently clicking on all cylinders, like, they're going to be.
Rashawn. Her jumper doesn't go. Billings and Boston, but can the defense turn to offense? Into the corner. Mitchell. Yes! Clark. Working on Rashawn. Turns. Fires. Here's Thomas spinning on Billings. Off the window. Too strong. Here's Clark. Off the assist from Boston. That one doesn't go. Bonner off. She's looking at us saying, yes, that's exactly right. And here comes Amy Bonner as well, too.
Characteristic mistake for a professional basketball team, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't see it often. And it leads to a Copper triple. 2 minutes to play here in this first half. Mitchell getting downhill. And Mitchell's going to go to the line.
Just over 5 attempts a game, which is a career high. And to me, that's a player that's still on.
And coming up on American Express at the half, we take a look at the inevitable task of guarding Caitlin Clark.
Couldn't put a couple of bonds on that list, yes.
Held off the spin.
Put her
in the first.
And that's something Nate Tippett's talked about, is that you got to keep her off the rim. I mean, she is so explosive and bounce energy, and I mean, the reality is it's going to be very tough for anyone to rack up wins in this league, but they play in the half.
Held. Able to get that mid-range to go. Clark over half to Mitchell. Mitchell attacking, lays that up and in. Back-to-back quick bucket. Now Thomas. Copper available and finishes.
Getting aggressive downhill. Yes, they've hit some nice shots from outside, but putting pressure on the rim, really important. Outside perimeter shots.
Both coaches talked about the Fever's ability to touch the paint and tied at 41. 12 on the shot clock. Thomas bumps off Clark, misses. Over to Hull. 4 on the shot clock now. Kick out, corner 3 from Boston. Got it to go.
Know that Phoenix, we talk a lot about their big stars, their future Hall of Famers, but their role players seem to be excellent.
Mitchell getting downhill. Collected by Mitchell. Up the floor, Clark to Hull for 3 in transition.
Side of her hand so she could still get that shot off, and AT, that's one of those, yeah, okay, get to the free throw line, but you're not going to get an and one. Pregame that she should be in MVP conversations when you look at the way she impacts winning in this game, the evolution of her game.
And Thomas. And a miscue there with Mack. Rashawn has to fire it. Doesn't go. Now working off Thomas. Goes to her. Thomas collecting and finishing.
And AT, her teammate, did a great job of finding her.
Clark getting downhill. Little pump fake and finish. Thomas. Go to the back cut from Rashawn. Too strong. Gets her own rebound. Kick out. Copper 3. That one doesn't go. Mack offensive rebound. Here's Thomas now. Copper will try again. That time doesn't go. On Wednesday. Billings slipping by the defense.
All right, back to work. Congrats.
Here's Copper going baseline, and Kalia Copper going to get to the second quarter. What did they do? They started attacking the paint. They started getting touches, and then we started to see them really get the offense flowing.
said it earlier in that 41-point game, 30 shots. She can create, right? If you give her space, she'll find something.
Here's Clark into Billings with the finish and the foul.
When you are playing around Kelsey Mitchell, around Caitlin Clark, you've got to find ways to move without the ball in your hand.
I can say I wouldn't want to take a screen off her.
I don't mind a couple of those, if I'm being honest.
Mo Billings having her.
Right, and now they start affecting you on this end because now you feel rushed.
Deshawn connects from 3. Thomas. Linskins into the ball game, just too strong on that one. Mitchell. And they're going to wave off the bucket. And Billings, 6 on the shot clock now for the Fever. Mitchell attacking. Layup doesn't go. Copper. Copper gets the first.
That second game is going to be pretty fire.
I know we'll be able to get back to the room and take it in. Here's Mitchell, sidestep. That 3 rims in and out. Loose ball on the ground as Thomas comes.
And that's where you go, like, what's going on with that lineup out there?
Boston in the corner. This one doesn't fall. Linskins. Ayayi will take. That one's off the mark.
Yeah, just so
if you didn't like that first return, you gotta vote. Mitchell out of the timeout and gets it. Johnson the rebound. Hines Allen and Thomas are getting a little testy with one another. As Raven Johnson gets the mid-ranger.
lineup.
Mack and Held come back into the ball game for Phoenix, and it doesn't matter as Kelsey Mitchell, as Boston came up with the loose ball. Mitchell. 4 on the shot clock now for Phoenix. Mack off the roll. A much-needed bucket.
It's tough because look at this roster.
Mack not able to get the jump off.
You've got to surround her with great outside shooters. She'll find you the rock.
Clark, the elbow jumper goes. Cunningham. Gets it back from Johnson. Open. As that one doesn't go. And the last one, the non-offsetting that was called on Clark, is why Bonner's at.
She on the technical list, yeah, so this was her second. Yes, free throws are going down or not. Wow. Everything just changed in this game, right? The whole mood. It feels like it's a little less about basketball in the last couple of minutes here. Really tight, probably for the remainder of this game.
Here's Clark off the screen. Floater. That one doesn't go. Bonner will be on USA at 10 o'clock. Billings is fouled.
I mean, she's taken 3 shots. So she's a plus 17. She leads the team with plus 17. She's got 10 and 9. Make that 11. Like, your usage might not be up.
Right.
You might not get the touches you want, but if you can help this team in the plus minus, you're going to be on the floor.
Elected by Copper. Copper with a head of steam. Attacking Mitchell, lays it up and in. Clark step back, and they're going to get her on a travel. And Copper gets the first. Copper good on both, so
laterally how much space she can also cover, and so as a defender you often get caught just a little off balance or out of position. 2 years old, second year in the W, but one of those professional, great career overseas.
Fever lead, 5:36 to play in the 4th quarter. Thomas getting downhill, too strong off the window. Boston the evening from Billings, and Copper lost her footing. And Billings trying to tie it up. A little bit of playground justice.
It's like you paid for overtime, but there's no overtime. It's just
Mitchell couldn't get that to go. Here's Thomas with a head of steam. Billings trying to stick with her. Drop off to Copper, who lays it up and in. Mitchell into the paint. Kick out. Here's Johnson. 3 can't connect. Johnson throws it off of Bonner. in this fourth quarter. And if schedule, tomorrow, big game between the Aces and the Liberty, and then these two teams will face off again on Wednesday, followed by the Dream. And it is safe to say that these two teams do not like each other, and it shows when they match up.
Absolutely. You just haven't been able to back that up consistently. And I mean, is it going to be the game on Wednesday? They're sure going to try.
Here's Copper attacking. A little hesitation, gets inside, Mack on the offensive board. Misses the first and the second attempt. Phoenix was called for a delay of game. As Boston misses the front end. 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 12 of the 28 have been in the paint. So you're getting the production you want from her, Phoenix Mercury team. And then you have a Fever team who had 2 tough games against Atlanta, who did not play to their standard of expectation.
Mitchell hit a 3 with about 4 seconds left to give them a 6-point quarter total. Whole team 6 points. It may have been
that Billings offensive rebound. Cunningham, extra one to Mitchell for 3. That one doesn't go. Bonner, shot clock here. Mitchell, 4 seconds. Mitchell in her dribble bag, pull-up jumper, such a soft touch.
But I would say Caitlin Clark going back to the game with a very frustrated Phoenix team right now. And that is a job well done. And the Phoenix team with some big athletic bodies inside.
We got that, what, extra 40 seconds? The Aces, and that'll be on the Ford postgame show.
And then they came out in the second quarter with a different demeanor, and to only give up 69 on the night.
Heading into that second quarter for Indiana, the message was sent and received. Chesky off the screen, the 3 rattles through. And there's been multiple games this season in the losses, and the 12 have been in ball games, and it's just been a possession here and there as a Yayi gets the and one opportunity.
Olympic medalist, another player that Phoenix, they've got some great basketball players putting it together.